A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. These are not the words of a historical villain or a Hollywood movie. This is the official statement from the President of the United States, Donald Trump, issued just hours ago. The world is staring at an 8 p.m. Eastern Time deadline that could change the course of human history forever. While the B-52s are reportedly in the air, a different kind of war is exploding inside the halls of Washington, D.C. A desperate, bipartisan move to remove the president and his Secretary of War before the first missile hits. Is this a masterclass in the Madman Theory of negotiation? Or are we witnessing the literal brink of World War III? Today, we break down the 4 explosive developments that have the Pentagon, the Capitol, and honestly, the entire world in a state of absolute panic. We start with a political earthquake. Representative Yasemin Ansari of Arizona has just announced she is filing articles of impeachment against the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. This isn't just another political stunt. Ansari's background is key here. Her parents fled the Iranian regime decades ago. She knows the stakes. She's accusing Hegseth of overseeing what she calls atrocities and war crimes, specifically citing the bombing of a girls' school in Manab and the deliberate targeting of civilian infrastructure. But the Pentagon isn't staying quiet. Press Secretary Kingsley Wilson slammed the move, calling Ansari just another Democrat trying to make headlines, while the military is busy with daring and successful rescue operations. Remember, Hegseth and Trump just engineered the rescue of a downed U.S. airman. The conflict is no longer just about missiles, it's about the soul of the U.S. Constitution. Ansari argues that only Congress has the power to declare war, calling Hegseth and Trump rogue actors. The question is, can a Secretary of War be removed in the middle of an active operation? We are entering uncharted legal territory. Let's look at the terrifying core of Trump's threat. He has promised to destroy Iran's power plants and bridges, effectively plunging 90 million people into the dark ages. Legal experts are scrambling. Is it actually legal to target a nation's entire infrastructure? The U.S. military's Law of War manual is 1,200 pages long, and nowhere does it mention the legality of ending a civilization. Professor Eugene Kontorovich argues that the U.S. has done this before, in World War II, Korea, and Yugoslavia. But international law experts like Ryan Goodman are calling this idiocy, not legal analysis. The proportionality principle strictly prohibits attacks where civilian harm is excessive compared to the military advantage. If Trump destroys every bridge in a country twice the size of Texas, is that a military necessity or a global crime? Iran's response has been chilling. They are reportedly asking civilians to use their own bodies as human shields around these plants. Trump's reaction? He calls the use of human shields totally illegal. We are watching two sides accuse each other of war crimes before the main battle has even begun. Perhaps the most shocking twist in this saga is who is now turning against the president. For years, the MAGA movement was a solid wall, but that wall is cracking. Marjorie Taylor Greene, yes, that Marjorie Taylor Greene, posted 25th Amendment on X, calling Trump's threats evil and madness. When you lose MTG, you've lost a core pillar of your support. Even Tucker Carlson, who has been a staunch ally, spent his latest show criticizing Trump like never before, calling the potential strikes a moral crime. There is a growing fear in Washington that the Madman Theory, the idea of acting crazy to scare your enemies, has become a madman reality. Figures like Anthony Scaramucci are even claiming Trump is considering a nuclear strike. While the White House denies this, the panic is real. To remove a president via the 25th Amendment, Vice President J.D. Vance and a majority of the cabinet would have to agree he is unfit. Vance is currently in Hungary, seemingly loyal, but the pressure on him is unlike anything any vice president has ever faced. Just 2 hours before the 8 p.m. deadline, a breakthrough, or well, a delay. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif stepped in as a mediator, begging for a 2-week pause. And surprisingly, Trump has reportedly agreed to a conditional ceasefire. The condition? Tehran must open the Strait of Hormuz immediately. This is honestly a game of high-stakes chicken. The global economy is reeling from an oil supply shock, and Trump wants the United States to take control of the tolls in the strait. For now, civilization has a 14-day reprieve. But the tension hasn't vanished, it's just simmering. Will Iran bow to the pressure, or will they use these 2 weeks to prepare for the inevitable? And back in D.C., will the move to impeach Hegseth or invoke the 25th Amendment gain momentum while the guns are silent? One thing is certain, the world we knew before this Tuesday is gone. Subscribe to stay updated on this developing crisis. We are watching the clock so you don't have to.